Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we have Roderick Alexander Fixit.
You actually said it right. I like
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Yes, but we're gonna go with Alex.
We're going with
It's
Alex
much easier
tonight.
for me.
Absolutely, yes.
And he's the creator of Jubilee. It's an amazing app that we are gonna discuss tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we had not met, but I think that we had talked about this app for about 2 years now.
Almost 2 years, yes. Going back to July of 2021.
Yeah, and we finally just reconnect because we did a lot of talking to emails before, talking about the app, the creation when you was developing the app.
Yes, just developing the app, right.
Yeah, and we just reconnect in Maria.
It's the investor conference.
Yeah,
you remember?
in her
Yeah, that was
investing
in
company.
just August.
Yeah, just about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So he finally got his app together.
Yes. And the thing is when you're developing, and sometimes you think you're ready, and you say I'm ready to get out there. And so I'm just glad that I took the time to make sure that the app was, functional, that make sure that a lot of the bugs was worked out, So then when we did meet at the conference, I was ready to present with confidence, And so by seeing you there, I was like, she's here. It's meant to happen now. We can, I can finally come on and we can talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. That's how it happened. We just happened to meet over there. We've been talking before, so we reconnected. Now we are talking about the app because it's ready. So how did you come up with that idea of creating this app? What inspired you? How was the journey on creating?
Well, it actually was a crazy journey because I was actually meeting with people about another app that I had. And this app was called Going A to B, and it was what they call like an Uber clone. So it was, transportation, and I had a contract with the government. And so during COVID, when a lot of transportation was kind of slowing down, I started to partner with some other businesses. And what happened was I was pitching this company, and I was telling them how I could pay electronically. And so nobody wanted to really talk about the transportation. They wanted to talk about how I transferred money.
The money.
Yeah, and I was like, why are they talking about this part? I want to talk about the transportation, And so this was a very pivotal moment. One of the guys said, why don't you just split the apps up? Just have the transportation and then have the money transfer. And it really bothered me when he said that. Because I was like, I've been working on this app for 3-4 years, and this guy is talking about breaking it up. And so I went home that night and I was like, I can't believe he's talking about 2 apps. But as I started to think, I said, okay, well, let me see. And I did the research on money transfer, and I looked at money transfer and I looked at what I was doing in terms of transportation, and I was like, I think I need to split this up.
So actually, his idea wasn't such a bad idea.
No, it was. But see, and this is just a lot of ideas you get from other sources.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are so hard-headed that they won't accept it because it came from somewhere else. But I was willing to say, even though I didn't like it, I was willing to think about it. And then I realized that this is better for me. And so when I started the journey, I gave up, what I was doing, which was I was doing very well. And I was like, people couldn't believe I was giving it up. They were like, are you stopping? I was like, listen, I'm on to something else. I've got to do this. And so with this, I'm gonna be able to help more people. And it's a better, I'm having a ball.
Oh, you have, okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
yes, I'm having a ball.
So I know that we jump into it talking about Jubilee, that you're the creator, but I didn't ask you, what is the name of the app and what the app is for?
Right, okay, so the name of the app is Jubilee, and Jubilee is an international money transfer application. And it's also ability for people to pay bills, like pay your electric bill, your phone bill. It's just an all-in-one app that combines a lot of the things that people normally like to do, chat, talk, text, and it combines the ability to send money back and forth internationally instantly. So I just kind of got an all-inclusive app. So Jubilee is your one-stop for everything that you need, from communication to sending money internationally to family and friends and businesses.
Okay, that is very interesting because I know about, well, I do a lot of Cash App. Doing the things that I do, I used to use it in the United States too, Cash App, and I always ask myself why it doesn't work over here, why it can work over here. And I don't know the reasons, but I always ask myself that question, that we need something like this that we are able to transfer money. Because it's just those other way to transfer that right now is very frustrated to transfer with other companies.
So with Cash App, and Cash App is just US based. Okay. So you transfer money for the US. And so what I wanted to do was to give people currently in the Dominican Republic and the United States a way to transfer money the same that they do on those type of apps, whether it be Cash App, PayPal, even Western Union and some of the other ones. What I wanted to do was make that process a lot faster, a lot easier, and more convenient for the user. I wanted people to be able to be on their phones and just do everything in seconds, and the person that's receiving the money gets it in seconds, you know, because if you're sending money to family members, the last thing that you want is for it not to be there or for there to be a mix-up. Okay. And a lot of that happens, you know, when you send money in other systems, well, we can't get it, or they spelled the name wrong or did something that causes a delay.
Yeah, I know about that name. When you don't have that name right, you have to go back and redo it.
Right, yeah. So for me, I just wanted it to be, and it is, it's just a better experience overall for the sender and the receiver.
Okay. So talking about, now that we are talking this point about sender and receiver, what type of information people need to provide to sign in? Okay,
so this is very important. That's a very good question. So my platform, what I wanted to eliminate a lot of things that they have in other platforms. Like for instance, if you've sent money on some of the other platforms, a lot of times they have certain limits, or if you send money enough, then they may block you, or they may start asking all these questions like, why are you sending the money? Give us, you know, how do you know this person? Give us your tax returns. Let us see where you work, because they're trying to verify you. So what I wanted to do in this platform, everybody on Jubilee, when they come on the platform, they're vetted first. So we do KYC, which is know your customer. We do anti-money laundering. We do all of that. So we have the person provide their ID. They take a photo with their ID just so that we can verify who they are. And we go through an international system that verifies their identity. And so once the person has verified their identity, then we don't limit what you want to do on the application, because you're already identified. You're already, you know, have passed the test. So that's what makes us different. We verify everybody on the platform. So if you're on our platform, you have been verified. So the person that you're sending to, they've been verified as well in terms of identity.
Oh, okay. So if you have to go through that system, how long does it take for you to be able to be accepted on the app? Because you have to put your information. So how long does it take for you to be able to use the app?
Right. It only takes a few minutes for them to verify who you are, because it's an automated system. So if you were to sign up, it may take 5 to 6 minutes for your identity to be verified. If there's a situation where some people have problems because it's like I can't take the photo right, or it's just something that causes them not to be able to fully do what they need to do, then there's a link that we'll get, and we can help them through the process. But it just only takes a couple of minutes for them to be verified.
Let me ask you this. That I know is very important when you transfer money, because it is important to me. So I know it's important for a lot of people. What is the limit that you can send? If it's any limit, like, I know it's gonna be like too many questions at once, but
no.
If there is a limit that you can send at once, or if it's any limit like weekly, monthly, because some other app, like I usually send money through Remitly. Yeah, I know they put monthly limits. Cash App put weekly limits. So is there any limit on your app?
Right. So for our app, and this is why I say we verify. We verify everyone's identity so that we can then open the app up. And by opening the app up, we don't put limits on what you can send. We have a little saying that we don't put a limit on love. You know, we don't put a limit on love.
If you love a lot, don't worry.
If you love a lot, don't worry about it. We make sure that you can send. So we don't put limits on what you can send, because the platform that I'm on, I'm not limited by what I can send and what other people can receive. So if you have the money and it clears, then we let you send it. Because here's the thing, you've already verified your identity. You've already verified who you are. The person that's getting the money, they verified their identity and who they are. So when you send money to each other, it's two verified people sending money to each other. So for me, it just didn't make sense for like a business to control if you want to send $500 a month or a week to your grandmother. And your grandmother was verified as well, so she got verified. So that's some of the, for me, I wanted to make sure that I didn't limit people.
So there is no limit on daily, weekly, no limit, no, if it's at once, whatever?
No, and let me tell you another part of that. So let's just say you're sending money from your bank account. Your only limit is by what you have in your bank account. Now, I would hope you wouldn't just empty your bank account, but what I'm saying is your limit is what you have to send. If you're using your credit card, then we use 3D secure technology. And so what 3D secure technology is, and I'm not going to get too technical, but I'm just going to say, do you know when you use your phone, use your credit card, and you get an alert and your bank says, are you trying to use your card? That's 3D secure. So it's like a third level of security. So when you hit that button to say yes, what you're doing is you're authenticating that this is a legal good charge. So once we do that, then we know that if you're sending that $500, we're going to get that $500. So we don't limit you in how many times you want to do that.
Okay.
Because once we authenticate it, then the rest is up to the system.
Okay, that's fair. So how fast can people receive their money when they send it to it? And let's talk about the fee. How are the fees work?
Okay, so if you're sending money to a person's wallet, so let's say we have the wallet system. Wallet to wallet is instant.
Okay.
It's like if you're sending $100, you hit the button, the other person's going to hear it and they're going to get it. It's instant. If you're doing it to the bank account, like you're going from it doesn't really matter where you're coming from, but if you're sending it to somebody's bank account, it could take 3 to 5 minutes depending. Now, I'll be honest, the banks here in the Dominican Republic, some of them are a little faster in showing your money than others. The fastest is probably Banreservas. They are very fast. Popular is fast as well, and the other ones are, they're coming around, but it's very fast.
Okay, what about the fees?
The fees vary. If you're doing, the fees vary. If you're doing your credit card, then we are locked into a 3% on the credit card. That's just what the industry charges. But if you're doing a bank transfer or a debit card, then it could be $479 or right around $479 for up to $2,000 or something like that. What I did was, to be honest, I'm just going to be honest, we saw what everybody else was doing and we wanted to give people a better rate. So whatever you're paying for the other services, then we're just very competitive by either beating them outright or beating them overall. And here's what I mean by beating them overall. Remitly may have a slightly better exchange rate than we have. So where they may give 55, we may give 54. But ultimately, the person that's receiving the money is going to get more, because with us, you get 54 and it's direct deposited into your account, or you're picking it up at the ATM with no fees. But with Remitly, the issue on that is the person that's going to get the money, they have to go to one of the pickup locations for many pickups, and they've got to pay, especially for Western Union, you've got to go to the office, you've got to wait, and that cost to go there. So when I say the ultimate or the final cost, we end up being a little bit more. the person gets a little bit more when they deal with us because you don't have the extra fees that's with the exchange and all of that.
So, okay, so let's recap on this. So if you are sending anywhere from $1 to $2,000, if you are transferring from your debit card or bank account, you will pay $4.79.
Yes, $4.79.
Okay, if you're using credit card, then you will pay 3% of whatever amount you are sending.
Right.
And with the credit card, you can receive it right away.
Yep,
Instantly.
I got it. Yep, right away, as fast as that. Yep.
Bank account, you may have to wait 2 to 3 business days because it's your bank account, they have to verify. But with your debit card, you can
Get it
receive
right away
instantly.
as well. Yep.
So the best way and the cheapest way is debit card.
Yes.
Okay, so since I clarified that, and I also hear that you mentioned that you can receive it in the ATM. So tell us about how people can receive their money.
Okay, so we wanted to do as many ways as possible. So let's talk about, of course, the ways to receive money. You can receive money in your bank account in the United States or the Dominican Republic. So whether you're sending money from the U.S. to the Dominican Republic or from the Dominican Republic to the U.S., you can get into your bank account. You can also get the money, of course, on your wallet. That's the digital version. Then if a person, because many people in the Dominican Republic are unbanked, so they don't have a bank account, so they can get the money sent to the ATM machine, which has a limit of, it depends on your card or whatnot, but there's generally a 30,000 peso limit on the ATM.
Banks, no all banks.
No, I mean for the withdrawal without the card. So if you
In
get
ATM,
ATM,
okay.
yeah, because I mean, it can, if you use your card, it can be a lot higher. But when you in our system, it's 30,000 per day.
So you can receive money without a card. So how does that work? Because that's my first time hearing about
Wow.
that.
Yes. So no, this is one of the biggest things that I get pushback from because it's called sin tarjeta.
Yeah.
Right.
Sin tarjeta.
Absolutamente. And so it works, verdad. And so what happens is this system is when, okay, for instance, you don't have a bank account, so you use Jubilee. I send you money. And you're going to get a code. And so you go to the ATM with your cedula, your code, and the amount of money that you're getting. And you just type that into the ATM machine, and then the money's going to come out.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We have to try.
Right. We're going to try. I want you to. You've got to see it. It's
Yeah, it's something different. You know how people act when it's something that they haven't heard or
right.
it's something new, they act very funny. So, and I know that stuff you have mentioned it before, because before I have the app, you say there was a message that people receive when you receive money.
Absolutely.
How was the message?
Jubilee.
So you have to follow the app just that way. When somebody send you money, you can receive your face.
Listen, that is the message that you want to hear.
Oh yeah, I know that's the message. A lot of, but you don't say everybody want to hear.
Hey, when you hear Jubilee, you know that's the money.
The money get there.
But let me tell you, the person that's sending the money, the system says gracias.
Absolutely.
Yes, because let me tell you, you've got to hear thank you at some point in time.
Okay, that's
You
funny.
got to hear thank you.
Yeah, you have
And I said, I want to make sure from experience that
Somebody's
going to say thank you. So the app says gracias, and that way you know.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
And I know that we're laughing, but I know that it's for some people that probably may be unbelievable. So we have to try it. That way people can see how we work, and then people can start believing.
Yeah, and let me say this. Here's something in terms of technology. The Dominican Republic, believe it or not, and I know you've been showing the things of the Dominican Republic, and that's your platform, but the Dominican Republic is where most of the technology that the U.S. uses is tested. When I came here for a technology conference, this is where all the big companies in the United States, they practice everything here. This is why we have the same code, the one, as the U.S., because they practice all the telephones and all of that. So that's why the Dominican Republic has technology that they'll try here, they'll test it, and then they'll do it for the U.S. And so what we're talking about now, this technology, they're trying it in Canada, same area code. So they're doing it in Canada. And soon when the U.S. figures out how they can control it, then it'll be in the U.S. But right now, it's definitely in the Dominican Republic. So someone in the U.S. right now, they can send money to a loved one who doesn't have a bank account and have them go right to the ATM. They don't have to stand in lines.
Just with a code.
Just with the code, because what time is it now? It's at nighttime right now. Mm-hmm. What bank is open right now?
No banks.
No banks are open, no Casa de Cambio, no Western Union. Everybody's closed for the day. So if you're out right now and you need gas.
Oh my God, you're doing something wrong.
You need gas.
Gas, I'm thinking.
Or you need groceries.
Oh, you need to go to drink. People over here love to drink. Or you need to drink some beers.
Like that. Or, like you may be having you had the ladies' night. Y'all may be out.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the show. So anyway, somebody needs a little money to cover. You just say, what are we going to do? Just use Jubilee. Go to the ATM machine and get the money. Nobody else will let you. Nobody else can do that. So we are 24/7, 7 days a week. So Sundays, if the banks aren't open, you say, well, I need to get cash. We got it.
Okay,
we're 24/7.
That is amazing, yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes, even if you need some money now because you have something to do tomorrow early, some business to take care, you can wait to go to the bank, get the money, and then do what you need to do. You can go to the ATM at night and then go to what you do early in the morning.
And then you bank on your time. Because once you have the code, then the code lasts for 24 hours. So you have 24 hours to go and get the money. If you don't get it in 24 hours, then it regenerates a new code. But again, this is the way that people who normally have to either wait in lines or have to get money sent to another person. Do you know how many times people have sent money to a cousin and then somehow they say the bank took the money or the money got lost? You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's happened a lot. People are like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my bank took the money. No.
So how does that work if you don't have a debit card? So when you have the money in your wallet, how does it work to go to the debit card? So what I'm trying to see is, do you need any different type of information for the people to receive the money?
No.
With the
No. So
sin tarjeta?
See, okay, if you're doing sin tarjeta or Jubilee cash is what we call it.
Okay.
Let's say you're sending it to somebody else and they're on the app.
Okay.
So once you send it to them, they're going to get the code, and then they're going to use their cedula, the code that they receive, and they're going to go to whatever bank you sent it to. You may have sent it to BHD, Bani Reservas, or Banco Popular.
Okay, those are the three banks that you are working.
Right.
With.
Yes.
The app is working at the moment.
Yes, in terms of the sin tarjeta.
Sin tarjeta. Okay.
Yeah, but we send to every bank in the Dominican Republic.
Okay, if you're gonna receive it in the
bank
or
account.
your bank account.
Yes.
Okay.
That's to any bank in the Dominican Republic, United States, or Canada.
Okay, and also those are the three countries where the app is working right now?
Yes. Canada, it will work. The Dominican Republic and the U.S.
Okay, and
what? Well, I'm sorry. Let me say that the app works wherever you have Wi-Fi. My brother was in Paris for the Usher concert last week, and because I wanted to show how the app worked, I sent him money from my account. From my wallet to his account, and he was able to use his debit card in Paris to get lunch. So we recorded it and everything because I wanted to put it on the YouTube channel to show people that wherever you are in the world, if you have your local debit card, we can send it to you and you can use it.
Then you send it to your bank account, and you just use your
right,
debit card.
Exactly. So that's what I did. I sent it from here to his bank account. He had his debit card. So Jubilee, so no matter where you are,
you can use it
from your
card. So in how many different currencies you have the money can be transferred?
Right now we have the Canadian dollar, we have the US dollar, and the Dominican peso. Those are the three that we're focusing on right now.
Okay. So the bank, pretty much the bank is just, no, the bank, I'm sorry, the app. Pretty much the app is just to work, it's from the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, because here's the thing. We want to expand and we'll go into different countries. We got a whole list of what we want to do, but it's important to get it done right and get it done so that you can move to another area.
Okay.
So with me having, roots and ties to the Dominican Republic, it just made sense for me to do it here first.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. This is a new app. I know many people will have concern about using a new app. What would you say to those people?
Well, I'll say this, and I do understand that because remember, Cash App was new, Remitly was new, and so what it took was for number one, people to use it and begin to trust it. But in terms of security, I am on the Chase platform, so pretty much everybody understands Chase Bank. So I process through Chase. So all of Chase Bank security and their features, all that translates to me and them and the bank, making sure that we are protected. I also mentioned earlier that we use 3D secure technology. So we have to follow the same guidelines that all of the big guys have to follow. We have to follow anti-money laundering. We have to do know your customer, KYC, blacklist. So we make sure, and we have all the tools that the big guys use, which is, of course, for us, it's Chase Bank. So as secure as Chase is, we're right behind Chase. So they secure us. All of our information, Chase handles the information to make sure that it's handled securely. So again, they're the 5th largest bank in the world. Okay. Well, the largest private bank in the world. So we're about as safe as it can be.
Okay, yeah, I know that a lot of people probably will ask this question because I also thought about it. How is it that with your app, I'm able to send any amount of money that I want to? I don't have no limit. And then when you go to this other app, they usually put limit on the money that you want to send.
Right. So now this is going to be just a straight out forward answer. It's about controlling. It's about control. So here's the thing. For us, once again, like I mentioned, once we verify who you are, once we verify that you are in good standing, then you're good. So when I told you that I'm backed by, in terms of processing Chase Bank, Chase has me on a platform called the Stratus platform. This is the same platform that Amazon is on. This is the same platform that Chase is on. This is the same platform that all of the big businesses are on. So they don't have a limit in how much they can receive. And so when we were going through setting this up, Chase believed that my app had the same potential as the Cash App and all of that. So Cash App is backed by a bank. The bank says, here's the limit of what we'll do for you and your users. So for me, because I process securely, then I'm taking more of a risk by doing it, but the risk is mitigated because we verify and check. So for instance, let me just give you a crazy number. If somebody wanted to transfer, let's say $100,000 out of their bank account, and they wanted to do it on Monday. So we would process that. I'm on the Stratus platform, so Chase wouldn't even mean a thing. That's like, okay, because they do millions and millions of dollars. Amazon does $1.2 billion a day in transactions. So if somebody did 100,000, so only thing would happen is the 100,000 would be in their account. We get it, we verify it for 2 days, and then we're able to transfer it because we're a processor. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we just process the payment. So we get it from this bank, we wait until it's secured, that money is then transferred from where it's at, and we put it into the other bank, and then the process is completed. So we aren't putting ourselves in a situation where we are being held like liable for the money, or that it's going to come back on us because we're waiting the right amount of time. But again, a lot of companies, they do that because number two, they haven't verified who you are.
Okay.
So if you're at Western Union, let me say this, and they say, let me see your ID. They just look at it. It could be a fake ID. And so now if it's a fake ID and I'm sending money constantly with this fake ID, they want to say, wait a minute, who are you? Where do you work? That's when they do it. See, we don't wait until you send money, because Western Union does this. Oh, I'm not just going to put on Western Union. The other companies do this. They want you to give them all the money, as much as you can. And then if it's not right, then they say, whoa, we don't do that. We verify who you are first. So we never have to ask you who you are. We never have to ask you where you work. We never have to ask you those questions because we've already verified who you are. We know that you're not on an anti-money laundering list. We know that you're not on the black list. You're not on the politically exposed persons list. So it's not illegal to send as much money as you want.
Okay.
So why are people being blocked? Why are they putting a limit? It's because, again, they don't verify how we do. They just say, come, because it's easier to get everybody to bring you money. Do you know how many people don't get on my platform because they have to validate who they are? A lot of people come on the platform and they say, wait a minute, I got to give my information. And then they say, no, thank you. See, so if my application was open and you can just come on and we didn't verify, then I would have 1 million people on it sending money, and then I would say, wait a minute, whoa, wait, you send too much. I don't have to do that. So that's why when somebody sends money, we don't have to question who they are and why they're sending it. We've already done all of that.
Okay.
So we do our due diligence in the front.
So what is some of the features that this app have, and what it make it different or better than other apps such as Cash App?
Okay, yeah, then that's a really good question. So what I did was, Jubilee has a lot of the features that a lot of the more popular apps have. So for instance, when you're usually sending money, because that's the main purpose of the app, you have to toggle between usually three applications. The main app, which is probably WhatsApp when you're talking back and forth. Then you have the translator app to translate, to figure out what they're trying to tell you. Then you have the app to send the money.
Okay.
So what I did was, I have Jubilee that you can talk, text, chat, translate, because if a person is typing to you in Spanish, it'll come to you in English. You just hit the button and then it'll auto-translate. So that way you don't have to keep going in between apps to talk. And then you can actually send the money. So all of that is included inside of this app. So everything, you don't have to leave the app to do anything.
Oh, that's amazing. Also, you can also call?
Yeah, you can do calls, video calls, all of that. So it's like you can be on the phone and you can hit the button and say, did you get it? And they said, yes, Jubilee. So everybody's happy.
So basically, you can delete WhatsApp and all that.
You could delete WhatsApp if you just want to send the money. I'm telling you, I know they have 1 billion people. They can, they got 1 billion people on WhatsApp. So that's very difficult. But let me say this. Let me say this. A lot of times people say they want to get rid of this or do. We have a niche market.
Okay.
And so our niche market is people who need to send money to family and friends. They say, hey, get on the app. We can talk, check, do what we do. And then they can go back to using the WhatsApp and all of what they want to do, because I'm not trying to, come in and say that they have 1 billion people. We have the niche market that says we're going to be the best for you to use to send your money, talk to whoever you need to talk to. And if you want something that's not on, what everybody else has, and you want to be able to communicate, especially for businesses.
Okay.
And I know we'll talk a little bit more about, when you get into the business side of things, but, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to have an all-inclusive app that just made sense for people to use. It made it easy.
Okay, I think that's a good idea, because while you transfer money, if you need to ask a question or have a conversation, you can have it right there. you don't have to go be back and forth.
Right, and again, let me say this. When I started building the app, I saw a lot of the things that I needed, a lot of the problems and issues that I had, and so I fixed those problems as I was building the app. So this app is built not from the mindset of a developer that just wants to transfer money. This app is built from the aspect or the perspective of a person who was sending money and not happy with the results or not happy with what happened in turn, and even security.
Okay.
We talked about that a little bit earlier, but let me say another part of the security. And this is what I mean, we take security very, very seriously. Now, when you send your money with some of the other systems, there's usually a printout that has your name, your phone number, where you live. All of this information is out there in paper form for a person that has picked up that money. And so if that paper is dropped or if it's misused, then all of your real personal information is out there. And this world is just not a place where you want all of your real information to just be readily available. So what we do is once we verify you, then for our platform, you're able to utilize a username because it's a social platform. So the same as you are on WhatsApp and the other ones, you use your username. That's what people see. So when I send money, it'll say, Big L sent you, $75. Now for me, everyone knows me, for instance, as Big L. So that just makes sense. Instead of Larry Williams, 404, blah, 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 living at so-and-so, that's not really safe. And so that's out there. And we've seen many times those Western Union receipts posted on Facebook or whatever, and that's just not a good thing for people. And that stops a lot of people from wanting to send money and help because it's like, I don't want my information out there like that. So for those people who feel that, Jubilee is a place to come to and you're safe in terms of your information because that information is never even put out on the app, never displayed.
Okay, that's good to know because I know people usually, nowadays people are very, skeptical about the information.
Absolutely, yeah, they're very cautious with that.
The information, all this going on.
Even if you want to help somebody, you know what I mean? Like even if you want to help, it's like, I've got to find a safer way. I've got to find a safer way because I don't like the fact that my information is going to be in the system like that. So yes, we take it because we have to verify, but we don't put it out there. It's not even included in anything that you do, only your username.
Okay, that's great to know. And is this app available in iPhone for iPhone?
Absolutely, yeah. We are in the Apple Play Store, the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. So yeah, we're everywhere.
Okay, so great. And I know that we mentioned it before about trusting the app, but what about the company?
So a little bit about the company. I've been in the Dominican Republic with this business for about 4 years.
Living here in Dominican Republic?
I actually moved here full time in 2021.
Okay.
And so I've been here 2.5 years. But my original, I came here originally in 2000.
Okay.
And then after 2015, I started coming back more and more. And you said, well, why were you there? I was married for 15 years to a Dominican woman. And so that's how I have 2 sons that's Dominican American. And so that's how I became, attracted and a part of the Dominican culture. Okay. And so for me, it's not just I'm coming. This is where I live. This is I'm not just sometimes people will come in and bring I'm a part of this community. So I look to help build this community that I'm in. And it's not only me. There's I have people Dominicans that work with me.
Okay.
So we'll probably bring on get the Dominican perspective as well, just to kind of get people to understand that this is not a new fly by night. We've planned this, we've been working this, and we're up on all of our, of course, Dominican taxes and things and that. So we are in good standing in the Dominican community.
Okay.
So people can look us up.
Okay,
Yep.
great. So how many people do you have in your team?
Right
working
now, we have a small team. We have about 3 people
Okay.
that work with us in Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, and here. You know,
Okay.
so we're a small team, but you know, we're growing. We're gonna grow.
And then when you grow, because obviously you are,
Yes,
are you looking into hire people?
absolutely. Yes. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, this month, October, we are looking to hire some people, and so
Okay, that sounds even better. That's great. So before we go,
yes.
number one, how people can contact you?
Okay, so and I'm sure they'll put it down here. They can contact me by going to the website www.jubilee JUBIELEE.com, or they can email me at jubilee49@gmail.com.
Okay. And number two is show us how the app works.
All right, so you want to see how it works. Okay, so as you see, there you are right there. Now I can be in the United States, I can be anywhere with Wi-Fi. This is how fast it works. I just hit this button, and then I say I'm gonna send this amount, and then I just, now watch how fast this works. So I'm gonna do this.
Okay. You hear that? That's the Jubilee sound.
You just got the money.
And then let me show you. Here is my app.
As a matter of fact, we just did it again.
Oh, you see? You hear the Jubilee and then you have more money in there. So you see, gracias and Jubilee. And now, what we are gonna do is, we are gonna go to the ATM
Absolutely.
with no card to get it out of the ATM. Since you have your app to say thank you, I'm gonna say thank you too.
Thank you so much. Let's do something special for your viewers.
Okay.
Let's do this. So for the first 5 people that download the app, now when they download the app, there's a section in the app that says referral. If they put your name in the referral, then that information is gonna go to you. And then let's just give 5 people an opportunity to see the app in action. So
Okay.
they'll be sitting around and they'll hear Jubilee and they know to go. So let's do that. Let's first, however you all want to do it. They download the app. So you have to make sure you download the app. When you download it, remember you have to verify. But inside of that verification, it asks you a referral code. You put in Norberis,
Okay.
and then you're ready, and then they'll pick the winners, and then pretty soon, you know, they can say, oh my gosh, this thing works.
Okay, so you have to download the app. After you download the app, just send us a message that you download the app and send us a picture, that way we can see it. And the first people that reach out to us that they download the app, we are gonna send it, and we're gonna send some money, and then you will be able to get it out of the ATM.
Absolutely. Or if they want their bank account, let's
Or if you
however
want,
they want
however
to get
you
it.
want it, get it. Just make sure you download the app, and when you receive the money, just send us a message telling us how was your experience.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the link on the description below of this video. That way you are able to download the app and you can sign up for Jubilee, and you can start using this amazing app, and you are able to send people to your loved one. Remember, no limit.
We don't put a limit on love.
Yeah, no limit on love. You can send it at any, people can pick it up without card, anytime, any day of the week. So this is all what I have right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share. And we will see you on the next one.
Yes, thank you so much.
So today is next day, and I am about to get some cash out from my Jubilee app. But keep in mind, even though the money was in US money, you just can get it out in pesos. And we are gonna do it without a card. Remember that. So let's go. So we are at the ATM, and the first thing that I'm gonna push is transaction sin tarjeta. And then number cash, código cash. Let's do the cédula then first. So now let's put the code. Now, and then you have to do enter again, because if you do enter, it's gonna put all the number in just one line. So I put my cedula number, I put my code, and also I put the amount of money that I want. So now I'm gonna hit enter, And just like that, the money it is out, my 2,000 pesos sin tarjeta. And just so you know, probably you see on the screen, but that is not my cellular number. That is just a cellular number that was created that I can get the cash out. You see how easy that was? So download the Jubilee app now and start sending money.